When you walk through the door, a simple good morning sets the tone between the student and the teacher, greeting, communication between the student and the student, how you guys respond, how you guys talk to each other, the simple actions that you do. If you see somebody struggling, are you gonna sit there and laugh, or are you gonna sit there and come be like, do you need help?
I think in this current environment, we're also having to train ourselves to listen differently. The dynamics of being behind a screen and having faces amongst a screen is a lot different than even the physical nature of standing in front of a classroom with students sitting down, right? So we're all sort of on an equal playing field as it relates to being virtual, and the way in which we show listening can look a lot different.
You can't see it, but I live with chronic illness. My diagnoses include fibromyalgia, POTS, chronic acid reflux, among others. And for the most part, they're invisible disabilities that sometimes make it hard for me to attend school on the daily, as a school day can be full of physical triggers. And I know getting a 504 plan seems like it should be the thing to do, but it's really hard, especially I can't get one, and I've been diagnosed for a year. The process is extremely hard. I didn't want to tell my teachers about my disabilities because I really didn't want them to view me differently and treat me differently. And if I was absent, I would just make sure to get excused. And I really felt like it was a secret I had to hold in. And I feared I couldn't be trusted to continue to work at the level I was working at if they knew about what I was going through. This one teacher, and he started the year off with syllabuses like everyone else does, but also a Google form. And on it has some simple questions like, what's your email and what math classes have you taken before? But then it also asked if there's anything we want to let him know, any favorite hobbies, anything going on in our life that he wouldn't know just from seeing us. And it also asked for our pronouns. This gave me an opportunity to communicate with him, and it didn't feel like it has to be a huge event or like an ordeal, but it really opened up our communication stream. And honestly, it took some of my other teachers to know that I was dealing with health issues until I had to come to school with a heart monitor one day that I had to wear for 24 hours. And so once they could see my illness and see the challenges I face, I finally relaxed. And I know it shouldn't have taken that for me to communicate with them. I really could have just emailed them, but there's so much pressure to impress your teachers and be that person for the teachers. And once they look at you as a high achieving student, you don't want to break that. You want to break how you're viewed. But once teachers make the first step to seeing students for who they are and really being seen as a whole person, not just a test score, it changes the whole learning environment. I mean, I had another teacher who took it upon herself during quarantine to also utilize Google Forms to send out check-ins weekly because we couldn't have that same classroom connection. And honestly, it was something I looked forward to, and it really strengthened our bond and my ability to trust her. And I know teachers have so many jobs they have to fill, but I think it's easier for everyone if there's initial communication and some kind of a private check-in that allows for trust to be formed. All students have something that sets them apart from the next. And the more educators and administrators seek to see each child for who they are, the more relaxed and open students are to learn, which is what they're there for.
What do you need from me? Is there anything you need? How's this going? How's that going? How's student engagement going? What can I help you with? And taking the time to actually not be walking around trying to check your name off a list, but really listen and hear and be there for the teacher. For me, that's really what I'm doing. I'm asking people how they're doing, how I can support them, whether it be on Twitter. I do a lot of work with Association of Middle Level Education. I'm on their board. We just had our annual conference. I try to advocate and point people to the right resources and get them help when they can. I've always been about the power of connection. I might not know the answer, but I usually know somebody who does. And so in my building, I'm sort of that resource where people go, hey, Todd, can you get me this? Can you get me that? And I try. It's not always perfect. And sometimes we fall down and it's like, I'm going to try for you. And really the biggest thing is non-judgmental. I mean, when you see somebody who is struggling, is just walk up and say, hey, what's going on? Can I give you help? Are you all right?
We do have a level of trust that we didn't really have in a formal setting. We're no longer in a formal setting. We're all in our homes. And unfortunately, not everybody has a home that has a lot of room. A lot of my students are sharing bedrooms. They have people standing over them. They're in their kitchens. They have little kids. They have grandparents. The focus is hard. So there has been a lot of trust that we've had to develop, and they have to really learn to self-advocate, because I can't say, look, you're not getting it. Let me explain it differently, or let's stay a little bit after class so we can get it. They have to learn to say, I'm really not understanding that. And they are.
I really think that being seen is teachers taking that step to see students as a person, just like they want to be seen as a person. I think really leading with that humanity in the classroom allows everyone to be seen and everyone to be human. So that's what being seen means to me.
Let us know in the comments below how you make sure your students and colleagues feel seen. If you're looking for resources to support social emotional wellness with students, check out EVERFI's free lessons at everfi.com/SEL.